Hi. Happy CEO Day. I will not be before you long today. I did just want to check in a little bit about something I am working on. I'm still working on it. I have not perfected it, but it's a work in progress. And that is sitting in silence. I posted the other day, I did initially read the book Miracle Morning, and they just updated the version, a newer version. And so I ordered that one, and that was one. I don't know if you reread books, but I have learned how effective that is. So just because we read it once does not mean that we can't go back and read it again. And not that you have to read the whole book. You can go to particular parts of the book. You can highlight. You can fold the edge of it. I don't know if you guys used to. I used to just turn it down a little bit on the corner and just go back and get what it is that you need. So one of the concepts in the book is silence. And I had actually been working on that prior to reading the book again. But here's where I'm learning to add it in more. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to only happen one time per day. I shared not too long ago, maybe about a year ago, I noticed, like I shared with one of my coaches that I noticed that I get overwhelmed at times, like overstimulated. And I remember the first time saying it, I'm like, I've never felt overstimulated. If it's too many people in a room talking at the same time, especially on Zoom, people are like talking over one another. It's just too much going on. I feel overstimulated and I have to remove myself. That's one thing that I have learned about me, and that is a protective factor because it's just too much for my brain. So here's what I am learning, and I feel like it is a tool for business owners, and that is allowing ourselves to sit in silence. I don't know if you've ever tried to do one of the most ineffective things that we can do, which is trying to multitask. I remember even then, one moment I learned about how it is not effective, it is actually counterproductive. And I noticed that when I attempt to multitask, I start to feel overwhelmed. And what you can literally do is work on one thing at a time, but then pause in between. And so there's moments throughout the day that we could just be silent. Like, you know what? Lock the door, do not disturb, and just sit in silence. 5 minutes, that's all it takes, is 5 minutes to just regroup, do breathing exercises. I don't know if you've ever done box breaths, and you kind of count and just kind of get yourself back aligned. Take a few moments if you like yoga, if you like meditation. Those things, they do not have to last 30 minutes, 60 minutes. You can start with 5-minute intervals just to kind of get yourself just centered, right? And I think we owe it to ourselves. I was telling one of my admin staff members, they do go from class to class because they're supporting children and teachers. And so, I said, no one said that it had to be back to back. If ever you feel overwhelmed or overstimulated or just need a moment, before you go speak to someone else or before you go interact or support someone else, you have to go back and be recentered and balance yourself by just giving yourself a few moments to just sit, breathe, think, don't think, right? And that is just the power of silence. And I don't think we get enough of it, right? Now we have all these meetings in Zoom, and then we have, I don't know about you, I'm even that silence. I am learning. Driving in a car doesn't mean that you have to be listening to something. You don't have to listen to music. You could just be driving in silence. How beautiful of a gift is that? And so that's really what I wanted to share with you guys, because I did start my morning out today. I did all the things that, set my day up right. And that includes moments of silence. And those could be moments of prayer. They could be moments of gratitude. And they just really recenter you so that you can come back in 5 minutes refreshed and renewed and ready to give more of yourself, because I think sometimes we try to overpour. We don't even have anything left and we're still trying to give. But it's okay to refill your cup throughout the day in 5-minute intervals, right? So let's get ourselves feeling comfortable with sitting in silence and recalibrating. Just taking a few moments. And there's so many different ways that you can do that. There's so many apps. You don't have to have an app. You can literally, again, sitting in silence is free. And it doesn't take energy at all. Honestly, the energy that it takes is just by doing it and deciding, I'm going to sit in silence. I am going to give myself that gift, and that's okay to do that. And here's the other amazing thing. Once you give yourself the gift, you can give it to someone else, right? Like, it helps everyone, your team, your staff, families, because they may need that gift as well when dealing with their children, right? It is something about a few moments of silence. So that is my CEO Day share for today. Until next time.